Hello everyone, Crash here, this is RTA Motorsports, and we finally got the OSVR back in the studio. We're going to take a look at it later on. This is just a follow-up video regarding the frustration video that I put up last time. Definitely recommend you go and watch that so you can see where I was, and I'll let you know basically what happened with the RMA process, because I've received tons of questions about that, and I just want to address them all. So stay tuned, hope I give you some good information.
Welcome to RTA Motorsports.
So the Razer OSVR, like I said, is back in the house. We have the 1.3 here, and the reason why I can tell it's a 1.3 that they sent me, besides the fact that that's what I purchased, so I'm not expecting them to send me a 1.4. We don't have that nose cone in there, that little nose piece. So unfortunately, we are still kind of pinching the nose bridge a little bit when the lenses come in. Definitely recommend, if you are considering getting one of these, get a 1.4. Not only do you get that diffusion film, for the screen resolution, well, it doesn't increase the resolution, kind of helps hide the screen door effect, but you also get that nose piece, and that's pretty darn nice. So the RMA process, what happened? Well, after my last video that I posted, you could see in that video I went through all the troubleshooting processes. Nothing worked. I took the front plate off as instructed in some of the videos, pushed the two buttons, tried to make it go into bootloader mode. Nothing would work. It was really corrupted beyond repair, and I did not have the hardware in-house to reflash it as one of the developers told me I would probably need. I had to try to get an RMA, and I was denied. So I contacted an employee of OSVR on their forums, and he basically told me it shouldn't matter how long I'm out of the warranty period for this issue, that I should be issued an RMA for this specific issue, because this issue was a newer issue and it was a software thing, and they were trying to figure out what the heck was going on with it. So at that point, I contacted the person that denied me again. They still held true to their denial because of the warranty. I've created that video at that point. It's just a quick little overview of what happened. Now, after that video, I was very surprised. I was contacted by OSVR, director of marketing actually, and he told me that he takes this thing very seriously and he really needs this resolved. He wants to get this resolved, and he basically told me to contact him immediately, which I did, and he gave me the information that I needed basically for an RMA, and he contacted the person that issued my denial. I got another email back from that person saying they issued my RMA, and that was it. Send them the device immediately, which I did, which is an easy process. In case you're wondering, what you have to do is you put the RMA number on the outside of the box. You stick your emails that you had your correspondence with Razer. You print them out, you stick them inside the box so that way they could see, you know, a trail of what happened, all the troubleshooting that you went through, and you package the device safely inside the box, send it back to them. You do have to pay for shipping to them. I was expecting that. It's an RMA. I almost always have to pay for shipping on RMAs. Nothing different here. And but this is what surprised me, which I was really excited about, was when they received it the same day they shipped out my device. So they received mine in the morning and they shipped out a replacement by the end of the day. Razer's a big company. I was surprised that they taken in my device, checked it over, and shipped it out by the end of the day. I don't know if they checked it over or not. I really don't mind. It doesn't bother me at all, but I was just excited that I was getting another device sent to me so quickly. And I received my replacement device within 2 days, which was awesome. So when I received it, it was actually a brand new packaged OSVR unit. It still had all the cellophane all around it, had all the wrappings around it. It was pretty sweet. The only problem that I had was the belt box. The clip on the back is broken, and I was going to contact them, but frankly I have a lot of content to get out to you guys and gals, and I just really have to get to work. So basically I don't really have it clipped in my pants or to my pocket at all, so I just kind of pass it along. I'm like, I just need to get to work, so that's it. But you know, keep in mind, some things do happen. It's a developer's kit. what can you expect? Sometimes things happen, but good customer support still exists. They contacted me, like I said, after that video the same day, and they were pretty darn serious on getting it resolved, which was awesome. And I couldn't ask for anything better, to be honest with you. So the reason why I've been taking a long time basically to do this update video is because I wanted to make sure, because I seen that they did a software update, I wanted to make sure that that software update was stable and that I wasn't going to have this memory corruption issue again, because I didn't want to just get it, turn it on, say, hey, it works, and there you go, continue on, then have another issue. But I've been playing this thing non-stop and I haven't had any sort of issue whatsoever yet, which is something I'm really excited about. Been using Project Cars, Elite Dangerous, and everything seems to work really well with Steam VR, so I really cannot complain. But some other things I want to go on, now that that's out of the way, is we have the HDK2 that has been announced recently with the 2160 by 1200 resolution screen for $399. I am super excited about that. One thing I will say though that I wasn't too excited about is the lens design is still the same. There's nothing wrong with these lenses at all. Just I haven't tried the 1.4 yet, so I can't say how good the nose piece works that's on the inside there. I don't have a 1.4, like I said, this is a 1.3. So these edges right here kind of rub up against your nose bridge a little bit and can kind of cause a little bit of issues there. Kind of feels like it's cutting your nose bridge, and when you take it off, you got some lines on your face. It's a little uncomfortable. That 1.4 was supposed to fix that with the actual nose piece that's in there. So it'd be interesting to try that out. But other than that, the HDK2, the design of it pretty much looks a lot like the HDK1, 1.3, the 1.4. I guess, you know, that's good to keep costs down. And I mean, really, there's nothing wrong with this design here. Again, it's a developer's kit, so it's not going to have that fully, I don't know, Oculus CV1 sort of flair to it. I really enjoy it. I think it's comfortable. The only issue I have, like I was saying, was that those lenses cut the bridge of my nose a little bit, and that's a little uncomfortable at first. They're kind of marketing it more like a consumer product, and I don't know if there's an update down the pike at all with the positional tracking. If you own an OSVR, you know where I'm going with this. The positional tracking works as long as you're facing the camera, and sometimes you get this yaw drift, which is a little annoying, especially in cockpit games like Elite Dangerous or Project Cars or any other sort of cockpit-based game. You can start drifting to the side randomly, or you start drifting out of the cockpit, and it normally recenters itself pretty quickly. It's normally just for a moment, kind of drifts a little bit, but it knocks you out of that immersion. Most of us are okay with it because, like I said, it's a developer's kit. You're gonna kind of notice these little bugs here and there. But it's not 360-degree positional tracking yet. They do have the hardware support for it, but the software is not supported for it yet. Because we do have IR LEDs in the back here and around the edges, but when you do your tracker calibration, you'll notice all of these front ones here calibrate. These back ones don't have any numbers attached to them yet. So I'm not a developer, so my mind, I'm guessing that these aren't written in the software yet. Also, when you're actually in a demo, if you turn past 90 degrees, it seems like you're using more of the gyroscopic sort of axis as far as turning. It's not really picking up your position within real time within the world. So that way you could turn, you could keep turning and it sees that you're turning, but you might start drifting off because the positional tracking system lost connection to you. So as long as you're facing the camera or moving where the IR camera can see the front of the faceplate, you'll have positional tracking. But if you turn your head and lean, it's going to seem that you have turned your head this far. You lean, it's not going to do anything. You may even start drifting in one direction or another because it lost the positional tracking. So if they could fix that, the positional tracking, this would be huge. It would be absolutely huge, and I think it would kind of increase the viability of actually saying that this is a consumer grade product. With that yaw drift and the drift kind of cutting in and out, it's the one thing that I feel that this is missing that makes it a truly polished product. I could deal with the headbands. I could deal with the cables. Even in this form, the resolution. But that drift that happens and the not fully functional positional tracking is a little bit annoying at the moment. So like if you're in a cockpit game, especially if you turn, like I was saying, past one direction or another out of the camera's range, when you turn back to center, sometimes the calibration's off and you'll be looking maybe 15 degrees to the left or to the right. Never so much up or down. It's always like it loses its calibration left and right. So you'll have to recenter the camera. Most cockpit games have a recenter button, but when you're using IR positional tracking, it doesn't feel like it's really something that you should need to have to do. So I'm a little cautious. I really am interested in trying the HDK2 and comparing the two. I also tried PlayStation Morpheus at the PlayStation Experience show here in California, and I tried the Oculus CV1 as a Best Buy demo, which was really neat. And I'd be very interested to see how these kind of compare from one another, because the resolution of this HDK2, the 2160 by 1200, is the same as the CV1 and the HTC Vive, more than the PlayStation Morpheus. So I'm kind of curious to see how it compares to those as far as resolutions, because that would be amazing. I want to see if the positional tracking, if that gets an update. I'm not sure if it's going to be any different, because like I was saying, the headset itself looks the same and the IR camera looks the same. So I don't think there's going to be a difference there hardware wise. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly happens there. It would be interesting to kind of compare all of them objectively and kind of see where OSVR is at this time, because for $399 it is cheaper. It's about 2/3 the cost of a CV1, Oculus CV1, and then it works with Steam VR. Not for room scale sort of demos though, keep that in mind. And it's about half the cost of the HTC Vive, but you don't get the motion controllers. So be interesting to see and kind of compare it, because even though it is much cheaper than its two competitors at this point, it's still kind of a developer's kit, I'm guessing. That's, you know, even though they're kind of sort of trying to bring it into the consumer realm, and $399 still is a lot of money. Even though it's a lot cheaper than the other two, it's $400. It's still a lot of money. So I'll be interested in kind of comparing and maybe doing a review on that. Hopefully I could get my hands on one. And so yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. I hope I give you some good information regarding my OSVR RMA experience and just my thoughts on the HDK2 coming out actually within the next few weeks. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit that like button. And as usual, if you're a sim racer or a racer in general, race on, have fun, and above all, have a great day.